Ready, play.
To our third quarterfinal of the day, which will be between Grigor Dimitrov and Alex de Minaur. Now, we'll start with Alex de Minaur. He came through today in a really quick match, despite maybe what we thought against Medvedev. Just over an hour and 13 minutes, and it was 6-2, 6-2. Did you have a chance to watch this match? What did you make of this, Carson?
I saw the very, very end of this match, which, as the scoreline suggests, it wasn't the most exciting finish of any of these matches today. Um, with Medvedev, I do wonder if there was maybe a little bit of fatigue involved with this in between his matches with Hashanov and Mueller. He spent nearly 6 hours on court in between those two. So I do just wonder if there's a little bit of fatigue on there. And then, I mean, Medvedev, I think, is vocal about his opinions on clay and what he thinks about the surface. And sometimes when he decides he wants to be done with it, like there's not much you can do to get him back in the rhythm of the match. Neither of them served very well today, which is something that ADM is going to have to improve at in his next match if he wants to win that. Um, I'm I'm really impressed with watching his journey these last couple of seasons on clay and just how he seems to be coming into a level of relative comfort on a surface that isn't natural for him. But he's looking a lot better the last 12 to 13 months whenever he's been on clay. You feel like he has a chance against the top players in the world. And a match like this really helps, I think, certify that opinion.
Totally. I think, yeah, where we have to start is just the physical fatigue there. I think even coming into the match, it's like, all right, I'm playing probably the most in shape, fit player on tour on the one of the slowest surfaces on tour. So it's going to be difficult regardless. And for Medvedev, he's not a guy that's gonna blow winners by you. And I think it just got to a point in the match where he was kind of just playing not necessarily like outside of his comfort zone, but in order to win that match in a reasonable fashion, he had to go for more than he wanted to, and yeah, just sloppy from the serving to the unforced error count creeping up, and yeah, I think it was just a little bit too tall of a task today, and yeah, with Tuminar, I'm still like trying to get a read on him in the surface, so. It's always great to see him play in, bigger matches, bigger stages, even this early into the clay season. So his opponent today will be, or tomorrow, that is, will be Grigor Dimitrov. And he got through in three today over Alejandro Tabillo. Tabillo coming off that win over Djokovic, probably with plenty of confidence, and he's going up against a one-handed backhand. What did you think of this match, Carson?
This was a very back and forth match. Grigor Dimitrov started off quite well, took the first set 6-3, and then the second set we saw a quite different level from Tabilo, and Grigor dropped off a little bit as well. So went to a third set. I felt though by the end of the second set, Grigor Dimitrov's level was starting to rise again. And then the third set was quite smooth sailing, got an early break, um, which helped a lot. And then break at the end of the match as well. So to win in the third set 6-2. He's been playing pretty strong tennis overall. He's following up a semifinal performance in Miami. So it's been a good month of tennis for him.
Yeah, no, it has. It has. And I talked about kind of all week in terms of Dimitrov just being comfortable in these conditions, the atmosphere, feeling the support here, and just his ability on clay, the variety he possesses, the shapes and angles that he can create. It's difficult for kind of any opponent, and especially a lefty matchup is not easy for him though as well. I mean, I guess on both sides of that card where that one hander has the ability to maybe get picked on, but he's so sturdy and he's so good at putting the ball in difficult positions. And I always think it's a little bit hard to not a little bit. It is hard to follow up some of the bigger wins, um, in your career, or even at this point, I would say for Tabio in his season. Even if it wasn't in form, up for it type of Djokovic coming off that. You have to kind of stay level and stay heady, and it was just maybe a little bit too much of a task. But at the end of the day, it did go three, and there was an opportunity there. But you could tell in the third set that Dimitrov had the edge, and just a little bit more conviction. So yeah, okay, Gene. So this is Dimitrov's fifth Monte Carlo quarterfinal now. So that's what I'm talking about. I mean, he's one of the bigger guys who has, a residence out here, and definitely very well liked and well received. So let's get into the preview. We got Grigor Dimitrov and Alex Minaur third on tomorrow. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, so these two have, unlike our first two matches that we covered, these two have played a few times. Minaur has a 3-2 head-to-head lead, so won't be the first time that they've matched up. I'm just going off of a gut feeling here, but I feel like Dimitrov is going to get the win tomorrow. I'm just going off of a gut feeling. By that, there's not like one specific thing that I think is a massive edge for him in this match, but he's been playing some really good tennis and seems to be in a great headspace. And yeah, I think he is going to pull this one out. Might be two, might be three. I don't really have a prediction on that, but he loves playing at this tournament, and he's been playing great tennis. So, how are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, I like Dimitrov here. I think, yes, of course, there are some people in the comments talking about, Dimitrov having a residence here. I guess it's a home court. Yeah. So he's obviously, practiced and played here, and feels comfortable in these conditions. But I think that Dimitrov has the ability to pick on the de Minaur forehand. And what I mean by that is continuing to use variety to that forehand, specifically the slice, where he's making probably ADM pick up a forehand and generate that pace. And likely that's going to be with a lot of topspin. And what I think he's going to be looking to do is get some higher balls in that forehand slot. And that's really Dimitrov's go zone, where he has that ability to flatten out the forehand down the line, and he loves joining it to the net. Such great hands, obviously, with the one hander. He trusts himself well, and I think he'll kind of pick on that sort of pattern play to start, and then that'll allow him to open up the court more and use his angles with the one-handed backhand. So I think he's just gonna, continuing to look to get as many forehands and kind of pick on that de Minaur forehand. So I do think he takes it. Yeah, both of Dimitrov's last two matches going three sets. So yeah, I'm cool with not making a prediction there, but I think it should be an exciting match, and obviously maybe another physical one as well. Both great athletes between Minaur and Dimitrov.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.